Hello friends, and welcome to the Disney Path. I'm your host JJ. Let's get into our construction update. We're starting this time around at the Pixar and Pals parking lot, and we're taking a look at the area that is currently parking, cast parking and some downtown Disney parking from the parking structure. But what I'm really interested in is kind of right here in the picture. That's a new fenced off area that I'm just want to get a little bit of an overhead view. We'll go down there into the parking lot area in just a moment. But that is new. That is also, I think, a first indication of Disneyland Forward in the west area of what will one day, this whole area will one day be Disneyland Park. There's Disneyland proper. There's Disneyland Way that Disney is buying from the city of Anaheim, and this here will all one day be, as we can see in the rendering here, part of Disneyland. But let's go downstairs and see if we can see maybe what's going on in that new gated off area. We've reached ground level to this area on the west side of the Disneyland Forward project, and as you can see, a lot of dirt's been moved around, some asphalt has been cut up, and they've got a big digger right here doing its job. But I am not so certain that this area is actually for any kind of geological testing for new structures that will one day occupy this space, but it's definitely some kind of improvement that they're making to this parking lot area. But it's just kind of hard to imagine that they're going to make any kind of substantive improvements when we know that this area is at some point going to be part of Disneyland Forward, the Disney expansion into the area. But you can see here, I hope you can see through the fence as I'm showing it on video, the stakes that are in the ground, some new conduit that's popped up out of the ground here, electrical looks like. So this may definitely be something other than Disneyland Forward, but for now, it may be the first signs of what we'll be able to say in the future is Disneyland Forward. Either way, we will track this project for whatever it is. You can see that this fence line goes quite a bit of a ways down the parking lot area. We'll keep tracking this, and got to believe that this fence is up so that other items can be added to that area. We'll see. We'll keep tracking this one as well. So we've jumped over to the east side of what will be the Disneyland Forward expansion, and check this out. This is the Manchester Cast parking lot, and it is virtually empty. Check it out, folks. This is big. This is the very, very start of the Disneyland expansion. Today's date is July 8th, 2026. And this is the very first date, just as the email said to cast members, that the parking lot would be closed as Disney prepares for quote-unquote expansion. Look at that. You can see all this portable lighting. This portable lighting we saw last time we came to check out the lot is all in place, but it's been spaced out pretty evenly. So again, I find that to be pretty fascinating in that they're probably cutting, or soon will be cutting, the electrical lines in this lot, and then they'll have the need to do some work either early morning or a little later, and that means they need some portable lighting. So lots of portable lighting in place. We can now see for the very first time some progress on Disneyland Forward in the eastern entrance area. This will soon, well, soon is a relative word, it's going to take a couple of years, but this will soon be a multi-level parking lot for all of us to enjoy. Cast members are now being directed to park over in part of the Toy Story parking lot. As soon as this gets built, Then they can start the demo of the Toy Story parking lot into whatever that becomes. So progress here in the Eastern Gate area, the Manchester parking lot closed. Let's get into the park for more construction updates. It's time to take a look at construction progress and update on the Coco Dark Ride. And oh boy, do we have a lot of progress made here. You can see along the bottom green fence line, right about here, that trench near the fence line is very much open. And I can see right behind the green mesh of the fence that runs along Disneyland Drive, they have put several large trench protectors in place, much like the yellow trench protectors that are kind of right here in the middle of the screen. Those are now very clearly in place, as you can see from the picture here, in that long trench. And that means that we have some pretty clear evidence that this building is now forming a perimeter. And when you see evidence like this, that the building is forming a perimeter, we can say that, yep, that building is going to go smack dab in the middle of that area where the temporary, and yes, that's a temporary road there used during construction, but looks like they're putting in conduit and they're putting in all the necessary utilities to build a nice new building that we are all going to get to experience one day as the Coco ride. You can see the trencher at the end of the trenching line right here. That guy's working his way down the fence line as they continue to put in those protectors so that workers can get in there and do their thing. But look at this, lots of area cleared out, it looks pretty clean too. They've done a good job of just keeping this work site nice and clean, safe for everybody doing their jobs. And over by the building at the far end here, you can also see that they've got other elements going into the ground. Further evidence that they've got the perimeter shaping up for the Coco building. So we'll be back soon to take another look and see how much more progress has been going. But boy, this has been a cool process to watch this construction from this high above the ground view, because you can really tell that they've got their work cut out for them, but they're making progress. Coco Dark Ride coming soon. Hopefully we'll get maybe some more information at the upcoming D23 Expo. We'll see. We made our way into DCA, saying hi to Walt and Mickey at the Storyteller statue. We're gonna get over to Avengers campus to talk about any and all the changes we've seen in the Avengers Infinity Defense Ride. But as we're walking over there, I just want to give a big old thank you. Thank you to all of the folks who have subscribed to the Disney Path. We have now reached over 700 people in subscriptions, and I think that's wonderful. I know that is a small amount compared to other YouTube channels on Disney and stuff, but for us, we are super happy with that because we are well on our way to making it to 1,000 subscribers. And if you have not yet subscribed, please take a moment and considering hitting that subscribe button to help us make our goal and get to 1,000. So again, thank you to everyone who's been tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. Let's go get some information from Avengers Campus. So we've made our way to the Avengers Infinity Defense and Star Flight Lab ride. Yes, that red steel banner is still there right across the construction area with some colored flags that probably are some kind of indicators to the construction team on what's going on or where to lay some conduit or cabling. That's got to be for something in the future. But what I can see that I think is even a little more interesting is right here in front of the crane. We kind of have an obstructed view, but that's new. That was not here a couple of weeks ago. And I am going to zoom in as best I can here and show you what I can already see are some hidden Mickeys on this structure. Check these out. It looks like these hidden Mickeys run all the way across those beams. And I don't know if those beams are going to get covered up, but now we've got some video proof that there are indeed some hidden Mickeys on the Avengers campus new e-ticket ride, the Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab. Let's also take a look at some of the bathroom construction next to it. All right, so right here on the bathroom facade, they've got some scaffolding up and it looks like they're doing some mud work on the outside of the bathroom facility here. We'll stop and zoom in so you can take a good look. This is going to be a, some kind of tie-in between Cars Land area, Radiator Springs, and Avengers Campus, but they're definitely continuing work there. Happy to report that indeed, Soaring Across America is open in DCA. Yes, the semi-cinquentennial has now passed, but now everyone can enjoy Soaring Across America. I have not been on this yet. I'm waiting to go on with my family because I think this is one of those special rides that you don't want to experience on your own. You want to go with the people you love. So hopefully I will be reporting back on the Disney Pass soon on the ride itself. Took a moment just to stop and watch a little bit of Grizzly River Run. You can hear some people screaming down the waterfall there because this is an important part of what goes on for construction, and that's maintenance here around the resort. You can see the geysers are working, lots of people up there watching their loved ones, trying to get some pictures of them getting wet. Grizzly River Run is one of those rides that right now it's the early parts of July still, but it's hot outside, and having this ride as a refreshing way to keep your day going here is important, and it could not happen unless Disney took the proper time and care to do all of the maintenance that you need so that this ride and Soaring are running properly. We took a look at some of the wait times earlier today to see kind of where those are, and those wait times for either one of these rides would be a lot longer if one of them was down permanently, and doing the maintenance on this a few months back helps to ensure that everybody gets to keep enjoying them. Great job, Disney. But before we get over into Disneyland, I do have a question for everyone watching the Disney Path today. How long should a construction video be? Should it be 10 minutes? Should it be 20 minutes? Should it be an hour? I'm not 100% certain, and I want to hear from you because I'd like to get these videos done in a way that everyone can enjoy and sees value in. So we're going to be putting out a poll on YouTube to tell us what you think about how long our construction update video should be. So jump on the poll and let us know. Walking down Main Street, we've still got all the beautiful bunting and American flags up for the semi-cinquentennial that just passed. And by the way, did you see the videos of the fireworks show on 4th of July? That was nuts. I mean, there were a lot of people standing right here, but a great way to celebrate the 4th of July and the semi-cinquentennial. But we're getting over to the Hungry Bear area to check on construction progress. All right, back behind the construction walls at the Hungry Bear Jamboree Barbecue, we can see that they have put, since last time we came, some protective barriers in place. They've got this giant pit still opened up. Some conduit that was going across that pit is now gone. You can see kind of center picture here, there's a white and purple conduit tube that's been cut for some reason. So they're not yet ready to complete that installation, but they are making progress in putting in other elements. They've got some irrigation right here. This is irrigation lines, meaning that there's going to be some sort of landscaping placed here, or maybe that irrigation goes for the tree. You can see the purple pipe there. That purple PVC pipe is for watering that tree. Now again, center picture, you can see that kind of white box that's plastic that's been put in the shape of a large rectangle, and it's got some kind of device on the end of it that I think either kind of pushes in air, pushes out air. It looks like it's something that they might be used for some painting. Maybe that's the same thing over here on this. They're giving this some texture or some painting. Sometimes they'll put that behind those walls, so that those plastic walls, so that when they actually do the work, it doesn't spray all over the place. So a lot of work going on every day here, looks like. Let's jump over to the other side. So from the other side, you can see a lot of dirt has been disturbed. A lot of pipes have been exposed. A lot of plywood saying open hole, meaning that there's an open hole right there. Genius. But this project, again, we're very excited to track this as one of these sneaky Disneyland Forward improvements that they're making to the park in the area, and excited to see this as it goes on, and taking some guests, some educated guests on what is coming to this area, as we've seen in other areas of improvement around the park. Smaller project, but it's going to have big results for everybody. So we made our way over to the Disneyland Railroad station here at New Orleans Square to take a look at any progress that may have been made on the reconstruction of the cast member break area. But as you can see behind the EP Ripley, not much has gone on yet. The construction walls are up, those blue construction walls. But as there looks like there may be making some adjustments to the railway, maybe changing some crew members, we can see that there is no progress, but we know that that break room will be coming soon. We will track what we can find and see. So before we say goodbye today from the Disney Path, I wanted to take just a few seconds to share some news you may have heard, but I want to make sure you heard. Looking at the Disneyland Railway station, you can see that the population has now changed to 1 billion. Unbelievable. 1 billion people have visited Disneyland. And that occurred on July 3rd. Andreas Robles from Arizona arrived with his family and was able to claim, or at least he was honorarily given the honor of being the 1 billionth person to come to Disneyland. Now, it's honorary, so they kind of selected him and his family as they entered the park. But they got a whole bunch of cool things. They got a VIP tour, got to have some interactions with characters and unveil that 1 billionth sign. But you might be asking, did they get anything else, like, tickets for life or anything? No, that wasn't part of the deal. But they do have the honor of forever being remembered as the 1 billionth person and family to come to Disneyland. Be good to others, be good to yourself, and have fun on the Disney Path.